folks. Hope you're alright. Kewan here again. Just thought I'd do a quick video about Poppy Day. Now, a lot of my viewers are outside the UK, so I don't know how much you know about this stuff or whether you've got a similar day in your calendar. But yeah, in Britain, the UK or whatever, people around about November the 11th, which is, I believe, the anniversary of the end of the First World War. People buy little paper and plastic poppies to wear, and they kind of wear them around for about a week or something, and they put, say, £1 or 50 pence or something in a collection jar, and that goes to a charity called the British Legion, and the British Legion distribute that money to veterans and their families. So I looked this up a little while ago. I think it's still true. Basically, if you've served in the British military, or you've had a member of the family who's passed away, you are eligible to receive some of this money. Now, I don't know how the money is divided up, how they identify need, whether it's kind of poor veterans who get most of the money, or the older ones, or ones who have fought more battles or whatever, been involved in wars, because a lot of British military, ex-military people haven't really been involved in any wars, presumably. Well, the ones who were in the military in like the 60s and 70s, where Britain wasn't doing much war stuff. So I don't know how it's divided, but roughly speaking, it goes to those people. Well, this poppy wearing side of things is a bit of a national phenomenon. Loads of people do it. I think, well, I don't know how many, maybe half of people use, or maybe a bit less than that, but a huge chunk of people are wearing poppies. And it's reached, I think I would say, a ridiculous level when it comes to politicians and people on TV. It's like you're going to be, if your politician doesn't wear one at this time of year, you're going to be completely outcast, I think. I don't know. There's clearly some pressure on those people, or they're kind of natural conformists or something. But it's reached a very high level with people, the great and the good, as we call them. Actually, there was a bit of a story a few years ago where this newsreader called Jon Snow, British viewers will know him, on Channel 4, and he doesn't wear a poppy at this time of year, but most newsreaders do, and that actually became a bit of a story because he decided it was not appropriate for a newsreader to represent a charity on TV like that. Anyway, let me give my view about the poppy appeal. I don't wear a poppy. I won't be buying one this year. I probably won't ever buy a poppy. However, I don't see it as a terribly bad thing. I'm like kind of a bit of a mixed opinion about it. I think I slightly bend towards thinking it's a bad thing overall, but certainly I would rather donate to some other charity, which I sadly don't do. But if I'm going to break my apathy, it's not going to be for the poppy appeal. I think there's two major sides to the poppy phenomenon. One is the money going to these military and ex-military people, and I think if you're currently in the military, you're eligible. I'm not sure about that, or the families of these people. And then there's the actual wearing of the poppy, which has obviously cultural, kind of psychological effect on everyone. I think that the money being distributed from where it pretty much is at Joe Average, going to Joe Average kind of, well, not Joe Average, kind of a kind of worse off than average military person is probably a good thing. I believe welfare should be more generous, and I don't think it should be particularly targeted at the military. But I think military people may be worse, maybe people who are not being helped enough in the sense that they are. I don't think the state wants to address their psychological issues and stuff for real. I don't actually know anything about that, but I wouldn't be surprised if they kind of don't get the support they really need after they leave the military. So yeah, I'd say that's probably a good thing. But the poppy wearing, I'd say, has certainly a bad element to it. I mean, the poppy, wearing a poppy kind of, I think the main statement people wear poppies are making is something like, we shouldn't forget the people who fought in the First World War who had this really terrible experience. That's probably a good thing on the whole. Though the First World War soldiers in Britain are now remembered in our culture as kind of victims rather than people who kind of participated in the war. In a way, they've kind of been sort of spun as people who had not that much to do with the war. They were just kind of sitting there getting blown up in the trenches. But yeah, the First World War is remembered as a pretty bad thing now, which I think is a good thing that we do that, and the poppy appeal is part of that. Unfortunately, the other side of the statement is to kind of stand with the British military of now, and the British military of now are doing things like invading Afghanistan and doing general tyranny across the world, as far as I can see, and are pretty much a bad thing. So I think that's probably that effect kind of outweighs the other for me. So I think the wearing of poppies is a kind of bad thing. It's also a dangerous conformity thing going on where, I mean, it's schools that have assemblies based on this stuff, and as I said, the great and the good all seem to be wearing them, and there's a little bit of a mindless, let's follow this, I must do this because it's right, but it's kind of because everyone else is doing it sort of thing. I don't think that leads to very good moral behavior. Morality, with morality, is much better to sort of think for yourself and not worry about what other people are doing. Anyway, those are my views on the poppy appeal. No offense to people who are wearing a poppy. It's your choice, and all the best.